coordinate today, and the wonderful coach who was held over and has done a terrific job with this front. We'll go back to just coaching the front.
Been a good coach for a long, long time. Pressure coming. Harris out of the pocket on the run. 40, 45. First down across midfield. That's what Treon Harris can give this offense. That gain, 17 yards.
You know, there was, coming into a bowl game, everyone wonders, oh, are you going to see a whole different offense? And, you know, a lot of the Michigan people thinking, would they install with Treon Harris kind of a zone read quarterback run offense? And the answer is no, because that's not what they want to build here. Harris was a pocket passer in high school. They'd like him to develop, but they don't want to just reinvent something for a guy who can run. But, boy, this guy surely can run. They want to be a running back-based run team, but this guy has some wheels.
Harris sets up to throw. Man in his face, throws deep. Underthrown, almost caught anyway. Threw it into double coverage, and it ended up coming off the hands of Ahmad Fullwood. And that has been the problem with Harris. When he tries to go deep, just terribly inaccurate.
He held onto the ball and took a nice hit there. Good clean hit at the end by Joe Bolden. But give Ahmad Fullwood all the credit in the world. That was an interception from the throw. Jeremy Clark was in great position. The safety's closing, and the 6'5" or 6 foot Fullwood goes up and makes a wonderful.
Now in the pistol formation, Harris short set, flanker screen. Taken by Callaway. Callaway with that great speed inside the 35-yard line. 25-yard gain. Thurman was out there. David. The more times Callaway touches it, the better off the Gators offense will be. Taylor. This opening drive has already lasted 4 minutes and taken up 55 yards. Harris, double pump. Pressured out of the pocket. Smart throws it away at the end, so he didn't lose a yard.
They've had to build a little more depth.
Florida trying to keep the drive alive. Harris again. Floats one for the end zone. Incomplete. A little contact at the end. No flag. DeMarcus Robinson was there. Jeremy Clark never found the football. Kicker who has been woeful. Hurt himself. Now it's a fake. Falls on the ground. The kicking game for Florida has been an abject disaster since day one.
But that's why they go for the fake. McInnes is a guy who blew his ACL out. He's walking around on a bad left leg. They have another former walk-on who's come back. So the fact that they ran a fake, I don't blame them. Just a little better defense. It was caught in the air. Could have been returned.
Smith, the tailback, cuts it off the left side and bowls his way out to the 36-yard line.
5 games, completing 73% of his passes. Didn't get here until the summer. No coaching from this staff until training camp, so it took a little while to get comfortable.
Rudock with a fake, throws to Jake Butt, his All-American tight end, and Butt has a first down at the 45. And yes, there was a fullback in the formation.
Spoke to Harbaugh about going to the NFL. They both decided he'd come back, so whoever the thrower is next year gets a pretty good one.
Drake Johnson checked into the ball game, and this pass is complete to Amara Darbo, who leads this club in both catches and yards.
When there's a lot of bodies running around and getting positive yardage.
And he's a load at 5'11", 228. Great cut! Inside the 30, 25, still on his feet down to the 20. And this is against an exceptional SEC defense. Gain of 24.
Well, one of the guys who's putting down some tape for the NFL is the center Graham Glasgow of the Wolverine Glasgows. There are 3 brothers on the team. And Glasgow, a guy who this coaching staff and Tim Drevno, who's the offensive line coach and offensive coordinator, was in San Francisco, a very good matchup of NFL future guys.
The co-defensive coordinators had seen enough. They decided they were going to blitz that time. Now back to the ground game with Drake Johnson. Keanu Neal had to make the stop. Well to the right, single coverage with Hargraves. They will go to the left. Drake Johnson, touchdown. Jalen Tabor couldn't stop him as he went to the corner. What a start for Michigan's offense.
And the heel quick.
Don't see that very often, do you?
What a great run. I mean, just blown up at the point of attack on the inside, but a wonderful block by the fullback, Joe Carriage. Holy cow.
Kenny Allen for the point after. And the 5:54 to go in the first quarter. Michigan takes a 7-0 lead after a 73-yard drive that took 4:29 off the clock.
Here, who was a starting quarterback, was suspended in October.
Harris with time. Throws to the wide open Callaway. Looked like a zone. They found a hole in it. Michigan brings 5. They don't get there, and Harris throws to the goal line. Just short. Almost got in Chris Thompson. Problems. If they don't make it, they may go for it instead of try a field goal.
Well, I think they're absolutely going for it.
Direct snap to Taylor. Taylor hands off to Callaway, and Callaway tosses it to the quarterback, Harris. Tinkers to Evers to Chance.
You're kidding me.
That's what 2 weeks of bowl practice will do for you.
Well, why get fancy? That's all it took.
The point after is good from Neil McInnes. The dental student ties it at 7.
Both of these guys, very special players.
If you can back it up.
You can still hit mute occasionally.
Rudolph. First down and more. J.U. Chesson into Florida territory. Gain of 25. Hargraves and May had to stop it.
Well, surging upwards.
Smith shakes 2 tackles and powers forward for a couple of yards. Could have been -1. Instead he got +2. He's the second tight end on the near side. 275 pounds. He can run. Smith breaks it down to the 31-yard line.
And I understand why Harbaugh's mad. That's not necessary.
4-man rush. Rudolph going deep. Chesson is by himself. Somebody blew a coverage in the Florida secondary. Marcus May and Vernon Hargraves talking to each other. One or both blew it. Chesson probably hasn't been that wide open since he was a freshman in high school.
Well, this is the side of the coverage you're going to watch. Hargraves, no reason to jump that. There's no reason to jump that, especially when the receiver is breaking to the outside. If the receiver, if you were pushing him off to the inside expecting safety help, then yeah, you'd let him go. But when he's going to your outside shoulder, there's no one to the outside when you're the corner. So Hargraves, he saw a ghost. He was trying to jump something to go make a play.
A rare mistake by the All-American corner, and it cost him the lead here in the Citrus Bowl.
Overwhelmed at times in that SEC championship game. Doesn't look so today.
Harris under pressure. Floats it for the end zone. It's up for grabs, and it's intercepted. That is another one of those awful mistakes that Harris has been prone to this year. Just to throw it up when there are 2, almost 3 defenders in position to pick it up. The program had been down forever, and everyone believes he'll do a great job at Florida. Rudolph floats it. Great catch. Flag is down at the 36-yard line. Chesson tracking it, diving, and making the grab.
Chesson's starting to look like a guy who's going to be pretty special next year.
That's great coverage for a linebacker. Right there. Blitz coming. They timed it beautifully, but they're not going to catch Wayne Johnson. Or Drake Johnson as he gets to the outside. The timing of the Florida blitz was impeccable, but they left one gap, and he found it.
He learned their language instead of the other way around. It's kind of interesting.
And very unselfish. Perry is open. Boy, was he open. And there have been some breakdowns in this Gator secondary, which is loaded with all-star players.
Yeah, that time it was Brian Poole, the nickelback, who seemed to be on the side and not on the coverage. Maybe he was expecting some help.
Butts on the left side, Williams on the right. Homa makes one man miss and then lowers his shoulder and burrows to the 9. Caleb Brantley whiffed on the big guy.
It's amazing. You would think if you tuned in and you saw a fullback lined up a tailback that he wouldn't be able to do this. That's a sidestep on a future NFL lineman. You can see
Look at Brantley.
What am I doing?
The guy's huge. How did I miss him?
Yeah. He's still shaking his head going, wait a minute, that guy's 250. How did I not get him? Because he's pretty gifted, that's why.
First and goal for Michigan. The clock works its way toward 2 minutes. Johnson out in the flat. Drilled out of bounds by the middle linebacker Antonio Morrison. Johnson gets the handoff. Johnson inside the 3. Rudock with time, and throw is intended for Jake Butt. He was double covered. Nice job by Tabor and Jared Davis.
Saves Florida from having to take the timeout, so they should have good time and 3 timeouts left.
Kenny Allen with a 21-shot or 21-yard chip shot field goal and knocks it through
in the second half.
Thank you, Doc. Smith starts 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. No fullback in this set. Smith ran wild early. Really broke 2 tackles, will pick up a couple of yards.
He is something.
Receivers to the far side. Smith will go in motion. Rudock short set. That pass is tipped and then caught. Darboh makes the catch after Tabor got a fingertip on it. It altered the path, but Darboh still able to make the catch.
Tabor
from the 49. Fake one way. Throw it over the middle to Jake Butt. And where they mark it, he has just enough for a first down.
And Jared Davis came in. A linebacker was hurt earlier in the season, so maybe some depth issues at linebacker for Florida.
Butt still on the field as he delivered a blow. This pass is complete for another first down. Jake Butt at the 28.
Interception. At the end of the half, we heard Jim McElwain say his quarterback thought it was 4th down and could make a play. Well, fortunately, it was a turnover, and all of a sudden, Michigan gets the ball and starts driving.
Whoever Homa blocked, he just buried him. Smith again. Nice hole. Need to reach the 8 for yet another first down.
But he has not played this series at all.
Slant pass, almost picked, but it's a touchdown to Grant Perry. That was so close to a pick 6. Marcus May read it beautifully, and it went right past him into the arms of Perry. Rudock televised that pass.
I mean, May misses that by a fingernail. I mean, if May didn't clip his fingernails before the game, he may have knocked that off center. You got to stay on it.
And Rudock really had some steam on it, too. That prevented the interception. Michigan extends its lead as Rudock to Perry. Boy, was that close. Touchdown Wolverines. Once you get them in this kind of heat for a big guy, Harris will go down. They sack him back at the 8-yard line. Chris Wormley was the first guy in there. Royce Jenkins-Stone also got in there. You talked earlier, Ed, about Wormley feeling dissed before this ball game.
And Wormley was a guy who he was another guy who was looking at the NFL.
The defensive line can now tee off on Harris. Give it to Taylor. It was a really slow developing play. That just took forever, and you knew it wasn't going to go anywhere.
Now this defense now for Michigan starting to feel itself a little bit. Have enough against these top-level teams.
3rd and 21. Now hand it to Taylor. This play worked The last time they had a 3rd and long, they broke Taylor for a big run. Jared Wilson, number 22, the safety, came up to get him. And they'll have to kick it away.
Some games with how much they've been on the field.
Shift both tight ends to the right and then send Butt back to the left. Rudolph. Jessup beats Hargrave. Runs a post, and Rudolph put it on the money for 45.
Well, we mentioned that Hargraves had not played at cornerback that whole series. Maybe he was just rotating some younger guys in, knowing Hargraves is leaving. But this is the second time that Chesson has beat Hargraves. Just had the inside on him the whole way. Jake Rudock is on the money, isn't he? Good way to play in a bowl game than last year in Iowa.
Chesson has 118 yards on 5 carries. What a tackle by Keanu Neal to stop Smith.
So probably a relationship building. Hey, we've already got one of your guys. If there's another transfer, bring him on.
3rd and goal. They give it to the fullback, Homa, who just bowls his way into the end zone. His 5th rushing touchdown of the season. All 242 pounds. The big senior may have put it away. Sione Homa. Yes, sir. Makes all those long practices worth it.
Best running quarterbacks in the country. And as Doc mentioned, the season Jeff Driscoll had at Louisiana Tech, they didn't just lose guys, they lost good guys.
Harris throwing the slant a little too far inside to Powell. Good coverage by Jordan Lewis.
That I can think of in any sport where another guy's just not going to play. There is a first string and everybody else for the most part.
Blitz coming. Harris runs for his life and throws it away. And the pressure from DeMonte Thomas came on the blitz, number 25.
Got that job at Stanford. And just the word that comes out to me is grit. He's just a gritty guy, and it shows up on his team.
Rudolph's going to keep. Dives forward. He's got enough for the first down to the 28. Of course, the Harbaugh family known for coaching. That's Jack, who coached at Western Michigan from 82 to 86. 4-man rush. Rudolph steps up. Gets as much as he can and gets out of bounds in front of Daniel McMillan.
He may rely on a transfer once again, with John O'Korn transferring in from Houston, eligible next season.
Here's another tight end, Khalid Hill. He's only 263. They got the market cornered on huge tight ends. Gain of 24.
The top 10 program. What happens at Michigan 3, 4, 5, 6 years from now if he's still got the headset on and the glasses at the end of the nose?
Draw play to Drake Johnson. Gets outside. Lost the ball, but it's out of bounds. You know, you're absolutely right about that, but here's the thing.
Place that needs much changing. Of course, the Big House, one of the best venues in college football.
3rd down, Rudolph. Wide open. Drake Johnson, touchdown.
I love the heel clip. Careful.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's as if Gene Kelly or Fred Astaire played football.
I wonder if he's yelling, "Wee!" when he does that. Well, this has become, you know, I've been on teams that end the season with a good win like this. It's amazing what this can do for you going into the offseason. And I know there's some questions. And probably, oops, almost didn't get his heel click in because he had to stumble and get their motor running a little bit as they go into the offseason.
You're on the way to the airport this afternoon to go home. Try that heel click. It's not that easy.
Plays today. Nussmeier a little short-handed. However, you got to give Madison and his group the gold star. What an effort today.
Absolutely. Harris under pressure. Misses Callaway. And Harris went down.
Well, this you don't want to see. Driven into the ground. That left elbow landed a little funny. So question marks at quarterback for both, but this is going to be two pretty solid groups coming back next season for both sides.
They fake the punt. And they will not get it as they try to run with Taven Bryan.
Yeah, we got to have the sound effects of Berman for those runs and blocks.
Rudock over the middle to a new tight end, Ian Bunting.
Now moved up to second in school history in passing yards for a season. Needs to continue to put up tape against a good opponent. So that's why I would assume they're still throwing it here.
Rudock inside the 15 down to the 11-yard line.
Rudock closing in on a 3,000-yard passing season, which would be a big deal here at Michigan. Nice job of him taking off.
The secondary has as much talent as you'll find anywhere. And the turf monster got him that time. Rudock rifles one for the end zone. And too high for Drake Harris, the sophomore.
Put Harris in there at 6'4". Right on the shoulder for the back judge. You know what, though? Never took his eye off his assignment.
No, he was good.
Didn't flinch. This ACC crew hanging in there.
Kenny Allen hit from 21 early in the ball game. This one is from 25. And Michigan rolls it up to 41 points. Wolverines have scored 7 of 8 drives today.
Wolverine, but Beathard, a special talent at quarterback. I think Rudock's very good as well. But Beathard, a little better runner. What a snap.
Tough throw, great catch.
I think this is Jim Harbaugh doing everything he can for Jake Rudock. Get as much film on him as he possibly can. It's the only thing I can think of. They're just kind of playing it out like it's a practice. Let these guys still go. But Grant Perry, he was a guy who didn't have a whole lot of catches the first half of the season. He's going to be a nice trending upward receiver for them going into the offseason.
And now the victory formation as Harbaugh is not going to try to score. Well, what a great day for the Wolverines. Eagles over 3,000 yards. They win their 10th game. Quite a first year for Jim Harbaugh. 10-3 as he comes in to restore the glory for Michigan. And go to Jerry Punch. Doc?
Jake Rudock, 278 yards, 3 touchdowns. You're our Capital One player of the game. Describe what this emotion of this moment means to you.
It's huge. Individually, I've never been able to come out with a win the last game of the year. And these guys, we've worked so hard, this team. And, 10 wins is a big landmark to make, and we're able to make it. I'm just so proud of the guys.
What was the key to your ability to be able to move the ball so well against a very good Florida defense today?
Honestly, it goes to the big guys up front. Those 5 guys, all of them doing a great job. Also, Coach Fish, our passing game coordinator, did a great job making great calls. I understood what was coming in, why it was coming in. Just all the praise to him and the rest of the guys.
On that final pass a moment ago, you became the second quarterback in the 136-year history of Michigan football to throw for 3,000 yards in a single season, young man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Go celebrate.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Mike?
Doc, thanks so much.
You can see the emotion. What a terrific ending for that young man.
Final score here at the Citrus Bowl in Orlando, 41-7. Michigan, after taking a punch early from the Florida Gators offense, goes on to win and get their 10th victory of the year as opposed to 3 losses. The Gators will finish at 10-4. For our entire crew, Ed Cunningham and Dr. Jerry Bunch, this is Mike Patrick. Thanks for watching, everybody. So long from
Harold Mills.
Congratulations to the Wolverines. What a fantastic game. And on behalf of Florida Citrus Sports, it is my great honor to introduce to you the most valuable player of today's game, Mr. Jake Rudock.
Jake, what an incredible day. 278 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. How will you remember this day, your final day in a uniform for Michigan?
I'll remember with all these guys in front of me. You know, they've braced everything that coaches have thrown at us. 4 weeks is a long time coming off a loss, trying to come back and end with 10 wins. So it's a tribute to this team. It's a full team effort, and I'm just so proud of these guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, the final pass this young man threw in the final minute of the game made him just the second Michigan quarterback in 136 years of football to pass for 3,000 yards in a single season. Well done.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jake Rudock, the MVP of the Buffalo Wild Wings Citrus Bowl. It is now my pleasure to introduce you the president of Buffalo Wild Wings North America, Judy Shulak. Judy?
Thank you. On behalf of Buffalo Wild Wings, I'd like to congratulate the winner of the 2016 Buffalo Wild Wings Citrus Bowl, the Michigan Wolverines.
Guys, Coach Harbaugh wanted you guys to be up here instead of him because he said, I want my players to be able to take the rewards for what this is about. Tell us what it means for you guys to be able to finish the year with an impressive performance like this on New Year's Day.
Oh, it's awesome, just seeing the offense go up and down the field like that, and Florida not really being able to run the ball on the defense and really putting it all together. And coming out and playing Michigan football the way Michigan football should be played.
And just to take off of that, we have a great defense here at Michigan. Everything to them, the offensive line brought it today. We all played together. And then just that Michigan defense is a great thing. So, after all this season, it's great to get these 10 wins.
A 10-win season. How special is that?
Very special, very special. We're just so excited to get the 10th win under Coach Harbaugh and just go blue. I just want a quick thing. It might be a record because me, my roommates, Sione Homa and Drake Johnson all scored in the game. I don't know if that's ever been done in Michigan history. So shout out to my roommates, Sione and Drake, in the same game. Thank you, boys.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a football game. And year one of Jim Harbaugh in Ann Arbor is over, but the maize and blue are back. Congratulations to Michigan, winners of the Buffalo Wild Wings Florida Citrus Bowl.